Hi everyone, this is Week back again once again with another live fragrance review. Today we are going to talk about a legendary fragrance from the 80s, a QUORUM by PUIG, released in 1981. Is a woody aromatic scent, and three great perfumers were gathered to make this masterpiece. Carlos Benaim, Max Gavarry, and Rosendo Mateu. Let's first break down the notes. Top notes are artemisia, caraway, lemon, bergamot, grapefruit. Meat notes are pine tree, sandalwood, patchouli, carnation, cyclamen, and jasmine. Base notes are oakmoss, tobacco leaves, leather, and amber. And main accords are woody, aromatic, mossy, earthy, tobacco, leathery, warm and spicy, fresh and spicy, and floral accord. I already, previous to this review, I did a very short review about QUORUM, but QUORUM deserve a real full review. So that's why today I decided to review this masterpiece from the 80s, to talk a little bit about it and develop the subject around QUORUM. QUORUM is a milestone, is a powerhouse of the 80s, made by three great perfumer and the house of Antonio Puig, Spain. This fragrance is greenish, is woody, is also mossy, earthy, leathery, aromatic, also spicy, and most of all, above all, is a very unique fragrance. Is on the same ballpark as Polo Green, Jack Bogart signature, or for example, even I dare to say, Derby by Guerlain was inspired by QUORUM. It even lean over the same ballpark as Patou Pour the original Patou Pour released in 1980. Here is QUORUM, which was inspired by Patou Pour. This fragrance is a true 80s fragrance. Complex, aromatic, leathery, and very, very, very thick. You know, when you wear QUORUM, it lasts 9 hours or plus on your skin. This is not a watery fragrance. This is not a cologne. This is a real powerhouse. This is a kind of fragrance when you wear, it lasts on your skin, it lasts on your clothes, and your surrounding immediately will realize that you are wearing a fragrance, an alpha male fragrance. When you wear cologne, you are not wearing a watery down fragrance. You are not wearing a unisex fragrance. You are wearing an alpha male fragrance. You are wearing a macho fragrance. This is a fragrance for macho men. This is not a fragrance for boys. This is a fragrance for mature, macho males. And when you wear it, you have to be sure of yourself. You have to be a little bit provocative, and you have to be daring. Otherwise, don't pick up that fragrance. That fragrance is QUORUM. This is a fragrance for real dudes. This is not a fragrance for boys. When you wear that, you have to really confirm yourself. You have to trust in yourself, and you have to be sure that people will notice you. People will immediately notice when someone wear QUORUM, or someone wear Kuros by Yves Saint Laurent, or someone wear Anateus by Chanel. Those fragrances are not for boys. So what happened to QUORUM? Unfortunately, the current version again has been altered and has been reformulated, and lost the strength, lost the thickness. It's less potent than before. So it still is a very nice fragrance for the price value between $15 to $25, but is not the same QUORUM it used to be. The QUORUM that here I'm talking about is not a very old QUORUM, but it's a QUORUM from 2010. It still was very good. It still was very close to the original version of QUORUM. The current version has exactly the same packaging, same bottle, but the juice has changed. Here, it's a real aqumos extract. They use a real aqumos, natural aqumos. But today, as far as I know, by the new regulations imposed by IFRA, they cannot use natural aqumos anymore. So the aqumos they use are synthetic aqumos, and the result is not the same. When you use a synthetic aqumos, you cannot get the same fragrance, because here the aqumos is a main player. The aqumos in QUORUM is a main player. It's exactly the same the same notes as in Jack Bogart's signature, or even a Paco Rabanne Pour or even Polo Green. The aqumos are main player in those fragrances, and when they don't use the natural aqumos, the result is that the fragrance is altered. And immediately, if you know QUORUM, you will realize that the new formula doesn't respond the same way on your skin, and even it's different. It's sharper, and it's less richer and less warmer and less smoother than the original version. So if you are interested by the rich version of QUORUM, you have to find batches before 2012 or prior to 2012. Then you get the real QUORUM. Of course, the best is you find the vintage QUORUM, but I don't want to impose you to search or to pay very high. Still, you can get a very good batches before 2012, and it's very close to the original QUORUM, and the price is not that high, so it's right the time to try to search and find the older batches. If you cannot find the older batches, and then you just want to feel how QUORUM is, the current version, I will not say is bad. It's not bad. It's less richer, less potent, and it's a little bit more sharper than the original version. But still, compared to many fragrances, they kept the original complexity of the QUORUM, and the price value is great. It's between $15 to $25. It's still a fabulous fragrance for the price, and it's a reminder of the original QUORUM. But the beauty is not there as it was inside the original QUORUM. The original QUORUM was dark. The original QUORUM was mysterious. The original QUORUM was piney. With those. You can feel the pine needles. You can feel the smell of the forest, of a dark Mediterranean forest. So it's a fabulous fragrance. It's a true powerhouse of the 80s. It's one of the king of the 80s. QUORUM is one of the king of the 80s. So if you are searching to find a king, if you want to get a king of the 80s, go for the QUORUM. Try to find batches before 2012. Then you get the real QUORUM, and you feel the power of this fragrance. Three great perfumer, they gather together their skills, and they make such a fabulous fragrance. This is a timeless. This is a masterpiece. I put QUORUM on the same stand as Patou Pour also Derby by Guerlain, or Polo Green by Ralph Lauren. No wonder it smelled like Polo Green, because Carlos Benaim was the perfumer of Polo Green. Also, I would say it's on the same stand as Paco Rabanne Pour, the original Paco Rabanne. It's a great fragrance. It's a real gem in the bottle. And really, Antonio Puig, the house of Antonio Puig are true master of piney, woodsy, leathery, uh, great fragrances. They also release Agua Brava. They also release Bromel. They release great fragrances in the 50s, 60s, or even in the 40s. They release Agua Lavanda, which was, I reviewed all of them. If you go to my playlist of Antonio Puig, you'll find all my reviews about fragrances from the house of Antonio Puig, which I really respect. I really, it's a family business. I really cherish the fragrances. And let's not forget that Antonio Puig is also the owner of Paco Rabanne. It's also the owner of Nina Ricci fragrances. It's the owner of Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrances. Many, many, many brands are made by the Antonio Puig company. And this brand is a great family business in Spain. And QUORUM is one of their flagship. So this is my final take on QUORUM. I wanted to do that full review because QUORUM deserved to be cherished, deserved to be highlighted, deserved to be discussed about this fact. I really enjoy reading your comments, your opinion about QUORUM. I want to know if you experienced QUORUM or you never experienced QUORUM. What do you think about the current version? Please do not hesitate to drop a comment on the comment section. I will answer to you. Have a great day. Also, have a great week ahead. Talk to you very soon. Stay tuned. Until then, cheerio.